My underappreciated storyline is the tale of a guy who has yet to ever take a snap on a preseason field. I mean this. He hasn't gotten into the game yet. You've likely never heard of him. His name is Luis Perez. And I would argue that his NFL journey is as twisted, as unique, and as freaking cool as any player in the entire NFL. Okay, Luis Perez's father was a professional soccer player in Mexico, but his childhood was spent playing a different sport. Luis Perez was a bowler. But it wasn't the bowler that you or I was as kids. He didn't go to like birthday parties and bowl over 50. Luis Perez was a phenom. He was like Mozart in bowling shoes. Luis Perez, before the age of 21, has bowled 12 perfect games in his life. And he spent his entire teenage life traveling the West Coast, competing in youth tournaments and putting up big-time numbers at big-time youth bowling events. One weekend he'd be in California going up against kids 5 years older than him and winning. The next week he'd be hoisting trophies in Nevada or Arizona. Luis Perez was one of the best youth bowlers in the entire country. He dabbled in other sports, but his main focus were the pins. And then his senior year of high school, having never played football or had any interest, he decided he's going to try out for the football team. In the middle of a growth spurt, he's like, I'll play football. Senior year.
This is already amazing.
He didn't play quarterback. He played receiver, and it wasn't like he was lighting it up. He was just another guy in the high school team. He didn't really have any position. So he obviously got no major college offers, no minor college offers, and he joined the team at something called Southwestern College, which is a public community college in his hometown of Chula Vista, California. When he arrived on campus, he was listed, get this, 9th out of 9 quarterbacks on the Southwestern College depth chart.
Why did they have 9 quarterbacks?
9 quarterbacks. He didn't play quarterback in high school. He just showed up and was like, I'm a quarterback. They're like, sure you are. You're 9th. All right. Community college in his hometown. All right. That's what we're talking about. So Luis Perez decided to get to work, and he eventually learned the quarterback position, and he would catapult over those other 8 guys, and he would get the job, and he would get better and better. And after 2 years, he transferred from Southwestern College, his community college in his hometown, but he didn't transfer to USC or UCLA. He transferred to Texas A&M Commerce, a Division II school. It's a thing, a Division II school. And of course, he gets there, and he's not the starter at Texas A&M Commerce. He's got to catapult over countless guys there. But of course, as Luis Perez does, he did it. And he became the starter, and he eventually grew to 6'4". And last season, at Texas A&M Commerce, Luis Perez threw for 5,000 yards and 47 touchdowns, and he completed 71% of his passes. He won the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the Division II version of the Heisman Trophy. So Luis Perez...
Peter, he wears a wedding ring, too. I love this guy.
This is our guy. He goes undrafted in April, but the Rams decided the local guy will invite him to camp in the spring, and he hung around. And guess what? When you hang around the Rams, you soak up info from Jared Goff, from Sean Mannion, from Brandon Allen. Oh, yeah, you also soak up info from Sean McVay and Zach Taylor and Jed Fish, all these great offensive minds. And when a bunch of guys started getting let go during training camp and rookie camp and everyone's getting released, there's the former bowling whiz kid still on the roster. And we're now 15 days into August, entering the second preseason game of just 4. And Luis Perez, who started playing quarterback just a few years ago and was 9th out of 9 on the quarterback depth chart at Southwestern College in Chula Vista, California a few years ago, is still with the LA Rams. There's talk he might get some snaps Saturday against the Raiders. I hope he does. If he doesn't, that's fine. He's made his impact. And if you don't think I'm ending this segment with a great bowling pun, you don't know our show. The frame isn't over. He's already knocked down a whole bunch of pins.